Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pass the Post. My name is Michael Adolphson. We're going to go to the very best of horse racing from around the world, especially here in the UAE. But first, we kick off with our international coverage. Over at San Siro in Italy on Sunday afternoon, which held a couple of group affairs. The first of those was the Premio Vittorio de Capua Group 2 affair, 3-year-olds and upward on the Grand Course over a mile. Winning well here was Next Mine, shipping in from Germany. The son of Daberson beat out Arnis Master and Kabir with a 4-length margin between first and second. Thor Hammer Hansen was aboard for Valdemar Hickst.
Now Kabir in front, Wanton Power, Vudechak looking for a gap, the favorite in the red color. Now Wanton Power with the red cap. Vudechak with no space to go. Arnis Master is under pressure. Also Next Mine is on the move. Vudechak is last of all. Now Next Mine goes in front. Next Mine number 5 with Tore Hammer Hansen takes the lead on the line. Is very easy in front. This number 5. Next Mine that wins easy in the end. Number 5, Next Mine wins the Premio Vittorio di Capua. Second is Arnis Master.
Next up, we had the Group 3 Premio Federico Tessio, named after the iconic horse racing personality. Over the Grand Course and a mile and 3 furlongs, this was won by Atoso. At 17-1, the son of Giuliani beat out New Emergency and Principa into second. Michaela Malikova was aboard for Frau Sarkis Schutz, another German victor on the day.
So New Emerald and Atoso. Atoso on the far side. Now New Emerald is under pressure. Now we have Alburno when we are into the last 2 furlongs and a half. New Emerald in white and green. Atoso on the far side. Then Alburno and Principe. And Atoso and the New Emerald, the 2 horses well behind the others one. When we have a strange battle, Atoso at 20-1, Atoso wins very incredibly, won by Atoso for Sarkis Schutz and Michaela Malakova.
Continuing our international coverage, we will go over to Bahrain on Friday for one of the biggest races in the Middle East all year. This is the Bahrain International Trophy, $1 million on the line in this Group 2 affair that often does run like a Group 1. And indeed, it was a classy one. The race was filled with very good horses, including Pride of Eros, Military Order for Godolphin, Lion's Pride coming in for John and Thady Gostin, Caliph, whom we know very well in the UAE, and Royal Champion, owned by Sheikh Mohammed Abayed. In the end, though, it was 15-8 favorite Royal Champion, winning well, a son of Shamardal out of Emirates Queen for Sheikh Mohammed Abayed, Carl Burke, and James Doyle in the saddle, subbing for Clifford Lee. Galen was second under Dylan Brown McMonagle for Joseph O'Brien, almost pulling off a big upset at 10-1. Godolphin's Military Order at 7-1 rounded out the top 3 and ran on very well on the outside. We could possibly see him during the carnival in races like the Dubai Millennium, according to Charlie Appleby.
Now they're coming up the home straight inside the final 400, and Galen is finding more for Dylan Brown McMonagle. The lead now opens up to 2.5 lengths. On the outside, Royal Champion tries to stay on. Then Pride of Eros is back in third from a long way back. Military Order is rallying late, but it is Galen who's got the lead with 100 metres to go. Galen has the lead over Royal Champion. Royal Champion comes alongside, and it will be Royal Champion who wins the Bahrain International Trophy.
Now let's go to our domestic coverage. The first meeting of the week was over in the capital at Abu Dhabi. First up, we had the Sapphire Crown Classic. Purebred Arabians. This is a handicap for 0 to 95 rated sorts, over 11 furlongs on that turf course. In the end, the Al Asail colors got one past the goalpost as Al Ittihad beat out AF Mukrej and Marmar Al Wathba. The final margin of victory was 1/4 of a length. Tony Gamel trains this one, Sam Hitchcott, who had a great week in the saddle.
As they fan out around the turn, here comes Al Ittihad working through with Ma Mukrej, then came Rouhani, working up the outside was Tahan El Wathbar. Al Ittihad goes with Mukrej up the outside here as they continue to close. ES Fires working into the race here along with El Motawassem. Al Ittihad hits the lead. Al Ittihad working through here, still has a margin of half a length on Mukrej, who's game to stick on. Al Ittihad all out up in front, holds on and dives and gets it. Al Ittihad didn't go around a horse, conserve the run and gets the prize.
Second race of the night was the biggest race for Arabians on the evening, the HH the President Cup Prep. This listed affair is worth $111,000 and is a big prep for the 8 million dirham HH the President Cup, a Group 1 affair, in just a few weeks' time. The favorites on the day were First Class, two-time winner of the Kahila, as well as RB Kingmaker, a winner of the Group 1 Al Manifa Cup on Saudi Cup weekend last year. In the end, it was the latter, RB Kingmaker, under Ray Dawson for Halal and Tanan Al-Alawi. He would win for National Stables, beating out Yas's Azrat Athba, and First Class back into third. Yas's other runner, Saud, rounded out the top four.
RB Kingmaker goes to present here, and he's given First Class a serious task, who's under heavy riding here by Beasley as they head into the straight. RB Kingmaker 3 lengths in advance of First Class, and Hameen the inside continues to travel on. Azrat Athbar finding up the fence here. It's RB Kingmaker as they come down into the final part of the race from First Class. Azrat Athbar trying on the inside, and Sood battles on. It's RB Kingmaker though. RB Kingmaker, this is his turf. RB Kingmaker 3/4 of a length beats home Azrat Athbar. First Class was game in third.
A Wathba Stallions Cup followed, a handicap 0-270 rated Arabians. This one over the 1,200 meter distance and saw SS Rawa get one past the goalpost. This grey filly beat out AF Hukuma and AF Musalat into third. Abdulaziz Al-Balushi was aboard for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami, who was once again having a nice season in the beginning.
They head into the straight now, and it's SS Rawa who takes over the lead here from Easy Lap. Hukuma trying to close here late and is doing so now. SS Rawa still with a nice buffer though. Hukuma out, but it may be all too late. SS Rawa coming down to the line. Hukuma diving and maybe got there. Whoa, that's a nose result either way. I'd say maybe missed.
The Star of the Desert Stakes followed, a handicap for 0-85 rated purebred Arabians, 4-year-olds and up. They're going over 1,600 meters. Defending champion owner Yas Racing got Manar, a French bred, past the goalpost first, with Sylvester de Sousa in the saddle for Eric Lamartine. Alto was second under Connor Beasley, while AR Amira rounded out the top three for Ray Dawson. The final margin of victory was 2 lengths.
It's AR Amira who comes into the running here. Up into second now, Al Fahim. Alto continues on with it. Ruwaida out wider. And also from the back now is Mana. Mana picking up under De Souza, doing 2-1 late. Mana comes up and gets on past Alto here in the final part of the races. Mana, welcome back to the races. Mana, and Lamartine chalks up another one early in the season. 2.5 to Alto. Wajib in a photo with AR Amira, who knocked up late.
Fifth race of the night was the Al Ittihad Gold Mile, a handicap for 0-75 rated purebred Arabians, 4-year-olds and upwards, 66,000 on the line. They're going over that same 1,600 meters. Once again, Ibrahim Al-Hadrami got another victory on the year, this time with Ray Dawson guided Watira. Kokan DeFost was back in second for Khalid Al-Balushi, while Al-Hadrami's stablemate AF Gala was back in third under Saif Al-Balushi.
They swing the bend, and it's Marmook who hits the lead here. Rebel Deloop dropping through the field here. Oh, Combat Hyperlight hemmed up for a run here as they straighten for home. Marmook now leading from Nevermore El Mori. Watira running on here. Combat Hyperlight trying to get going again on the inside as Marmook now headed by El Nino and Watira. Watira takes the lead here. BF Gala the threat. Oh, there's more cluttering. Oh, it's a messy race late. Cocken de Foss dives. Watira just from Cocken de Foss.
Thoroughbreds took to the stage for the last 2 races of the night in the capital. First up, we had the Thunderhoof Mile over 1,600 meters, 3-year-olds and upwards, 66,000 on the line. This is a handicap for 0-85 rated thoroughbreds. Leading trainer Michael Costa got it done with Monfred once again proving very good over that turf in Abu Dhabi. Monfred beat out Sudream by 3/4 of a length, with the Ice Phoenix rounding out the top 3. Sylvester de Sousa was in the saddle for his Highness Sheikh Ahmed.
Sue Dream from Monfred. Sue Dream, a neck to Monfred. Eye on the Prize is coming with a big run here, flying down the outside in the late stages as Monfred hits the lead from Sue Dream. The Brazilians battle it out in the finish here. Monfred takes the lead for D'Souza, beats off Sue Dream, the Ice Kingdom, and also Eye on the Prize, Monfred, another one for Costa at Abu Dhabi.
And the last race of the night in the capital, also for thoroughbreds, was the Maritime Pearl Sprint. This for 3-year-olds and upward over 7 furlongs or 1,400 meters saw Mountbatten get one back in the win column. The son of Daberseem was ridden by Richard Mullen for Muzdal Mahari. Andreas Vesalius was second for Ahmed bin Harmish. Robert Geed rounded out the top 3 for his Highness Sheikh Ahmed.
As Mountbatten hits the lead here under Mullen, Lana Cash goes with him, but it will be a monumental effort if he was to win here, for he's been 3 deep the trip. Straight and level works through. Western Rider, Regib out wider. It's Mountbatten the leader. Inside the 150 they travel. Mountbatten still with them at bay. Regib tries. Regib won't get there. Mountbatten all the way. Mountbatten in the last. Wins by a length. Second over Andreas Vesalius. Regib third.
For their second time this season, we head up the hill at Jebel Ali, where they had 7 races, 1 for Purebred Arabians to kick off the night, and 6 for the thoroughbreds. First up was the Porsche Cup over 1,000 meters for those Arabians, and Asir would not be denied, running up the inside for Andrew Slattery and Abdullah Al-Hamadi. It was Andrew Slattery's first win at Jebel Ali on the season. Sandro Pava had to settle for second, but a good run from Al-Sak Malia. Back in third was Dalal, one to watch in the future, has never run a bad race yet, but never quite got one done.
Reburn at the 400 metres as they climb a narrow leader. From up on the outside, Haya then came through the centre, Asir. Sahuj is also making good ground the near side, along with Al-Sak Bamile as Asir takes over. Asir as they get to the final 200 metres. Al-Sak Bamile now getting on level terms here the near side. This is going to be a nice go down to the line. They're stretched right across the track here. Al-Sak Bamile up to Asir. They come to the post and I'd say maybe Asir just probably a half head to Al-Sak Bamile.
It looked like coming up the hill there kind of put you automatically in a position where you kind of had to push the button a little earlier than expected, or was that in the plan?
Look, it's like anything, you change your plan when the gates open, and travelled really, really well. I landed down in front sooner than I wanted to, but look, it's great, he's got the job done. He's had a couple of good runs last year. Probably didn't have the rub of the green starting off early in life, but now he's making up for it.
Really hit the ground running with over 300 days off for it. You know, obviously, you had a horse coming on your outside. Was there any inclination that there was a worry at all?
I'll be honest, I would have preferred if the horse challenged me nearer, because I felt like my guy was idling in front. But as I said, Mr. Al-Hamadi has them very, very fit all the time, and it's showing off and it's paying dividends early on for the last couple of years.
The Al-Shafar Investment Stakes, a handicap for 0 to 90 rated first race of the day for thoroughbreds, was 100,000 on the line, and some really interesting sorts in this race. In the end, Fight Zone got it done under Connor Beasley for Abu Bakr Adoud. Inspired Idea, making his first start in the UAE for Doug Watson, ran second, with Michael Sheehy in the saddle, while El Janoub for the home team of Michael Costa and his Highness Sheikh Ahmed got third for Ray Dawson. The final margin of victory was a length and a half.
They really hotted up here at the bottom of the hill. 400 metres left to go. Fight Zone is the first here to really attack it. Inspired Idea working through on the far side, and then came up on the near is Wale from Naya. It's Fight Zone, Naya, Inspired Idea, Fight Zone still in front here from Inspired Idea, who's now picking up Fight Zone, Naya, Inspired Idea, and El Janoub late. Fight Zone, a boil over in race 2.
Jockey Connor Beasley gets his 5th win of the season so far, first of the day here. Fight Zone is a horse. It's obviously you know him well. You've seen him around, and he's got a lot of speed. 7 furlongs is a bit of an ask for him, but he saw it well today.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, obviously he did well in Doug Watson's care last season, and obviously come here. He's course and distance winner and jumped and travelled good. I was the last one on the bridle at the 2 pole and asked the question, and he gave me all the answers.
Right around the quarter pole, it seems that you held him as long as you basically could at that point. Is that true?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was travelling nicely in me hands, and obviously I still had a ton of horse underneath me, so it was a matter of just keep filling them up for as long as I dared, and once I did ask him the questions, he stuck his neck out really well and galloped all the way to the line strongly.
One of the more exciting races on the day, especially if you like to look for prospects, was the 2-year-old Meydan Stakes Race 3, the Daim incentive race for Daim races. This was, obviously, for the juveniles, and it was $72,000 on the line, 1,200 meters straight up the hill. In the end, Sire McKinsey got a 1-2 finish with Rakan, beating out Marapat. Rakan is a $115,000 Fasig-Tipton Mid-Atlantic May purchase earlier this year. Julio Alasquaga trains this one, Danny Tudhope in the saddle. Marapat is definitely one to watch for Doug Watson with Archie DeVries in the saddle losing by just a head, while Shayesh was third for Michael Costa.
They head to the bottom of the rise here in race number 3, and it is Rakan who goes up and issues a challenge with Kaufman. Then came over on the far side Marapat working up there with Ashwan. Working through runners now is Shayesh. It's Rakan, the leader from Marapat, who's found a bit more here up on the far side rail. Marapat now retakes the lead from Rakan. Rakan fighting Marapat. Rakan still with the nose in front. Rakan gets there.
It's never bad to get a first-up 2-year-old winner, but Rakan was very impressive here, had to fight it a bit.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Yeah, that was a really nice run. I really like the way he put his head down at the line. I think it was a very nice win. He showed he has ability and he doesn't like to lose. That's the same thing we were showing in the mornings. I'm super happy with him, and especially for the owner as well.
And he's a horse that he had to show a little bit of constitution today. Has he shown that in the mornings as far as, working with other horses or just in general, the herd aspect of it?
No, he's been really straightforward. Yeah. And it's a horse that he likes to do his job, and he pulls a lot in the morning as well. Gelson, his work there, did a really, really good job with him. So I'm super happy also.
Fourth race of the afternoon over at Jebel Ali was the Dubai Refreshment Cup. This is a Daim incentive race for Daim races. 3-year-olds and upwards, $72,000 on the line. They were going over that same 1,200 meters the 2-year-olds just did. On the way, always well regarded by Salim Bigader, won well here, Bernardo Pinheiro in the saddle. Winning by 2 lengths, he beat out Royal Correspondent. Pipes and Drums rounded out the top 3.
Royal Correspondent at the bottom of the hill is the first there to climb the rise. Up on his outside on the way, starts to present. Muzahim now trying to lift here. Manawish works through. Then came Pipes and Drums. Fadaman the near side, still with 5 to pick up here as Royal Correspondent, and on the way, pair off. Manawish into third here from Pipes and Drums. Fadaman with too much to do. It's up in front on the way, leading Royal Correspondent on the way, coming clear to win comfortably. 2 lengths from Royal Correspondent. Photo third, Pipes and Drums.
The feature of the afternoon was the JRC Sprint Series Stakes. This is the first in a series, and it was over 1,000 meters. This was a procession as Rabah, in his first race in the UAE, bolted up under Danny Tudhope, Rashadwell, and Musaba Al-Maheri. The final margin of victory was nearly 5 lengths. Atwal was second for Michael Costa, while Zandvoort was third for Bhupat Seymour. This is definitely one to watch this son of Dubawi, as his rating went from 92 up to 103 very quickly.
Shibli the leader. He sets up a good clip as they head to the bottom of the rise. Out by about half a length to 3/4 of a length from Desperate Hero. Shibli working on now is Sir Harmony, and over on the far side Rabah tracks into it well. Atwell over on the near side making ground as Rabah continues up the far side rail. He's got 2 or 3 lengths. Tudhope has a bow peep over the left shoulder, and the further he gets to the line, the closer he's getting to the post and getting away from them. Atwell tries very, very hard, but it's going to be all Rabah. Rabah does it in a cakewalk. 5 lengths on the line from Atwell. Zandvoort.
There's a phrase we use in the States. It's called armchair ride, where basically the jockey is moving as little as absolutely possible. And it's very rare to see that in a sprinter. But this time on Rabah, Danny Tudhope, it seems like you just stayed as still as possible. He did all the work. He's very, very quick.
Yeah, like you say, it's very rare you see that in a sprinter. Musaba said beforehand he's a very quick horse. So wherever he's comfortable, just have him where he's comfortable. And look, he travelled really, really well. I was always pretty confident. Obviously, he travelled up so well, and he's obviously a lot better than he is in this company. So I'm sure there's a lot bigger and better things to come.
Jebel Ali Sprint probably comes to mind immediately for you.
Yeah. Look, he's in good hands. They'll place him where I want to. But it's a great start for him here in the UAE.
And for you, 2 wins, you're just back. How's it feel? I mean, you got to be over the moon just to be back in the swing of things.
Yeah, I obviously missed the first few weeks. I was suspended, unfortunately, so I've just come back this week, and it's great to get 2 winners here today. Yeah, like you say, get back into the swing of things, and yeah, looking forward to the season ahead.
Race 6 on the afternoon was the Emirates Airline Cup. This is for 3-year-olds and upward, 120,000 on the line, and over 1,800 meters around that tight 2-bog corner bend. Prince Ruse would get Tygo Shea and Dubai World Cup winning trainer Bhupat Simar in the win column on the day. He was a determined sort, beating out Al-Raed into second and Cosmic Desert into third. The final margin of victory was a quarter length.
It's Cosmic Desert who travels well under Hitchcock, half a length to Aragon Castle. Al-Raed continues to creep closer down the centre of the course. Prince Ruse in behind in fourth, looking for a way out from DeLorean. Beating away now was Jahuri, and King of Time's been pulled out of the contest. Up they come. 300 metres left to go in the penultimate event, and it is Cosmic Desert. Prince Ruse comes out with a run now. He's got something in the tank. Al-Raed in the centre also making ground. It's Prince Ruse and Al-Raed. Aragon Castle continuing on with it. Prince Ruse all out up in front on the outside. Al-Raed continues to peg away Prince Ruse. Al-Raed trying. Prince Ruse sticking the nose out and does it. Prince Ruse beats Al-Raed.
Bhupat Simar gets his third win of the season. This one with Prince Ruse. The horse has only got a couple runs in the country so far, but he is a bit of a win machine. He knows what to do out there. What were your thoughts on his run today?
Yeah, he's been training really well. You know, I recommended to the owners to geld him. You know, he was a bit of a playboy because looking at his race record in Russia, I think he'd won everything. I think he was the horse of the year probably in Russia. And we gelded him, that improved him. And then Chantal rides him every day, and she was like, he is at the top form. So she wanted to ride him, but I said, well, the contract is contract and first ride is tied. But she's done a wonderful job, and I'm thankful to the owners for sending me the horse.
And the yard so far is the horses are running extremely well, but as you've mentioned even off the camera, that it takes you a month or two to get really into the groove. But how are you feeling about the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're hitting the goalpost, I think we've got seven seconds, you know, 3 winners, but they're all running well, and all my horses really need a run first time out. November is usually a lukewarm month for us, and you know, then we start hitting it properly in December onwards.
And the final race of the day up the hill was the Alawir Handicap Stakes. For 0 to 80 rated thoroughbreds, 3-year-olds and upward, 86,000 on the line. Over 1,950, the maximum distance at Jebel Ali. Deciduous was determined in the end, beating out Poster Paint and Kibo Masaki, the filly. Deciduous, a 75 rated sort, is trained by Salam Bingader, giving him his second win on the afternoon. Case Albosadi was aboard.
Kibo Masaki still with enough in hand. Gold Spur second. Poster Paint. Tygo Shea echoing the sentiments of last race as well. He's had the run of the race in behind, and he's asking Poster Paint for an effort. Deciduous next. Gun Crew follows. From Dubai Welcome out wider. O'Shea peels out to the outside of Gold Spur. It's Kibo Masaki from Gold Spur. Then came Poster Paint. Deciduous running on. Dubai Welcome going up and down in the one spot with City King. It's Kibo Masaki the leader. Deciduous is coming from last. Deciduous comes up to the outside of the stablemate. The Bindigadai runners go to war. It's Deciduous and Kibo Masaki from Poster Paint and Gold Spur. Deciduous hits the lead here. They've gone awfully hard up in front, and Case Albosadi comes away late. Deciduous is going to go on and take the last. Deciduous in a grind wins by 2.5. Poster Paint second.
And the last race meeting of the week in the UAE was over at Sharjah. Unfortunately, we don't have footage of those races, but we do have those results. Winning race 1 was ES Al Ward for Bernardo Pinheiro and Hamad Al-Barar. Race 2 on the afternoon was won by Dalim, the first for Alice Sale in the afternoon. Sam Hitchcock aboard for Tony Gamel. The third race in the afternoon, this was a conditions affair for 4-year-old up UAE breds, also won by Sam Hitchcock, Tony Gamel, and an Alice Sale horse, Mackin. Fourth race was won by leading owner Yas Racing, as Safir won well for Jules Movian and Eric Lamartinel over Yas stablemate Amar. Fifth race went to Idris Desarnats, getting one back in the win column after a long break. Sandra Pava aboard for Adil Mushahi. And the last race of the day was the only one for the thoroughbreds. This was a handicap 0 to 75, won well by Shadwell's Mutani. Danny Tudhope got another win on the week in his first week back in UAE. John Hyde, the trainer. Now let's look at the championship standings here in the UAE. We have a tie for the lead right now. Technically, His Highness Sheikh Mansour's Yas Racing has the lead over His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. They are 7-7, but Yas Racing has 5 seconds to His Highness Sheikh Ahmed's 2. Al Sail is a clear third with 3. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum has 2 wins and is clear of Athba Racing accordingly with his 4 seconds over 1. Among the trainers, Michael Costa has the lead with 7. Ibrahim Al-Hajami has 5, as well as Tony Gamel. Ibrahim Al-Hajami has more seconds, so therefore he is second in line. Usalba Al-Mahari and Eric Lamartine both have 4 wins in 4th and 5th. Usalba Al-Mahari has 5 seconds to 1 for Eric. Among the jockeys, Sylvester de Sousa picked up 2 wins to extend his advantage to 9 wins. Ray Dawson also picked up 2 wins to be tied for second with Sam Hitchcock. They both have 6 victories and 2 seconds. Bernardo Pinheiro and Connor Beasley are tied for 4th now, with both 5 victories and 6 seconds. Bernardo had 2 victories on the weekend, Connor had 1. Now let's look at what's coming up this week, both internationally and locally. Internationally, we have the Group 1 Mile Championship, a key race for Dubai turf runners in the past, and that'll be in Japan at Nakayama. Over here in the UAE on Friday, we have Meydan for our second meeting of the carnival. Abu Dhabi continues the action on Saturday, while Sharjah has another Sunday meeting to round out the weekend. We thank you for tuning in and hope to see you here next week on Past the Post. My name is Michael Adolson, and may all your photo finishes be winning ones.